Good morning. Thanks for coming. Rob Bonta, California Attorney General. Appreciate your presence. And I am here today to share an exciting new initiative at the California DOJ that underscores our determination to tackle the affordability crisis, to confront it, and to be by the side of Californians as they struggle with affordability up and down the state. For years, and especially now, Californians have made it clear that the cost of living is too dang high. I'm paraphrasing, but you get the idea. And so do we here at the California DOJ. We're saying to Californians, we hear you, we see you, we value you, we understand what you're going through, and we're going to fight for you. Groceries, gas, housing, and health care are too expensive. No other way to put it. Child care, car payments, cable, and college are too expensive. Enjoying excursions with loved ones and enjoying a hard-earned retirement are too often out of reach. The list is virtually endless, and so are the bills. At California DOJ, you can bet your bottom dollar that we're going to be doing everything in our power to put more money back into your pockets so that every Californian can afford to live here without breaking the bank. Today, we're doubling down on our efforts with the launch of California DOJ's Affordability Response Team. This team brings together experts from across the California DOJ who are already working to investigate and go after practices, policies, corporations, and scam artists that are unlawfully raising costs in every aspect of Californians' lives. We're pooling our internal expertise to ensure that our efforts to tackle the affordability crisis aren't siloed into various sections and teams. This is an all-hands-on-deck moment. We're going to use all tools in the toolbox, which means we need everyone working on the issue to be at the same table, collaborating, thinking outside the box, finding new opportunities, and standing united in our mission to bring costs down for Californians. This team's going to be laser-focused and relentless when it comes to addressing eight key areas where prices have become out of control. Those focus areas, which you can see on these posters, in our press materials, and on our website, oag.ca.gov/affordability, oag.ca.gov/affordability is our website, are the following. Number one, keeping the household running. Groceries, gas, and utility costs. Number two, a roof over your head, housing, and insurance costs. Number three, relief from sickening healthcare costs. Number four, investing in our future, child care, education, and retirement. Number five, all work and harder to play, the high cost of enjoying life. Financial protection, protecting your hard-earned money, is number six. Number seven, earning less, labor, wages, and the cost of doing business. And finally, number eight, scams, scams, scams. So we've focused on 8 priority areas. We're all in on tackling unaffordability. And it's a long list, sadly, tragically, because, unfortunately, there are a lot of areas where Californians are getting ripped off. The good news is we are not starting from scratch. Teams across DOJ have already developed a proven track record of success in ending unlawful conduct that drives up prices in each and every one of these areas. Don't just take my word for it. We've got the receipts, and here are some. Just last month, we stopped AgriStats from unlawfully coordinating meat prices that was jacking up the cost of chicken, pork, and turkey. We're currently in court fighting Amazon's illegal price-fixing scheme that's artificially driving up prices on countless products Californians buy every day, including clothes, pet supplies, eye drops, and plant fertilizer. We sued Trump over his unlawful attempts to impose tariffs that raised prices for consumers and businesses, and we won both times. Through DOJ's housing justice team, we're making sure cities across the state are doing their part to address the housing crisis. Since 2021, we've led cities to plan for 32,000 new homes and helped unlock entitlements to build another 50,000. We pushed back against the Trump administration's proposal to expand catastrophic health insurance plans that would leave families with minimal coverage and huge out-of-pocket bills, and fought a rule that would create significant barriers to getting health coverage under the Affordable Care Act. We helped bring real quality health insurance closer to Californians. We sued and blocked the Trump administration from illegally freezing over $10 billion in federal funding for child care and family assistance programs. We held one of the nation's largest hospital systems accountable for requiring entry-level nurses to use their own personal money to repay the hospital for a mandatory training program if they left within 2 years of employment. And our antitrust law section is taking on monopolies across industries that raise prices, hurt workers, and cut out options for consumers. That includes stopping a mega merger of grocery behemoths, Kroger and Albertsons, and blocking broadcast giants Nexstar and Tegna from merging, both of which would result in higher costs and fewer jobs. And that's just the tip of the iceberg, but we wanted to bring the receipts, share some of the work we've already been doing, and today we are reaffirming our commitment to do more, to be laser focused, to be relentless in this ongoing work to tackle unaffordability in California. From consumer protection to antitrust enforcement, housing, healthcare, corporate fraud, workers' rights, and more. Our team is all in when it comes to combating the affordability crisis and making the cost of living more livable. You can see more examples of our ongoing work to combat the affordability crisis in our press materials and on our webpage, which again is oag.ca.gov/affordability, oag.ca.gov/affordability. The bottom line is this: Californians feel like they're paying too much for just about everything, and they're right. Consumer prices as of April were at their highest in almost 3 years. At the same time, most people's incomes are not keeping up with inflation, and nearly a quarter of Californians ages 18 to 24, live in poverty. And as everyday families are pinching pennies, Elon Musk is poised to become the world's first trillionaire. And the typical CEO of a major corporation took home $17.7 million last year, a pay increase of nearly 6%. For comparison, the median employee at one of those companies would have to work 200 years to catch up to what the big boss made in just 1 year. Every day, hardworking Californians who weren't born with a silver spoon in their mouth feel like they're being ripped off, and they're right. While our president boasts that he doesn't think about Americans' financial situations, doesn't think about it, I'm here to say California DOJ is thinking about you, your financial situation, your struggle with affordability. We're thinking about your bills. We're thinking about your budgets. We're thinking about your ability to afford living in this state and in this country. I'll never forget when my wife and I, in our early days of parenting 3 kids, I turned to my wife and said, "Babe, we're going to become rich when our kids are out of diapers. Diapers are so expensive." And I'll never forget the huge relief I felt when my own mother offered to take care of each of my and my wife's 3 kids when they were babies, and to care for them and love them and help them learn and sing to them and talk to them and read to them. I also remember the sticker shock when my wife and I, when our kids were 2, put them in preschool and saw just how expensive preschool tuition is. for each of our 3 children. I'll never forget when my wife and I were renting and we started our family. We dreamed about owning a home one day and hoped we could, but we were in the Bay Area and we saw the already high price of housing go even higher. And we'd wonder if we'd ever be able to realize our dream of owning a home of our own, where we could raise our kids and our kids could call it their home with their mom and dad. And I remember it didn't seem rational, the prices, but we decided to just take the plunge, and we scraped all of our pennies together and were able to put together a down payment on a starter home. And all of that was over 25 years ago. And I would say I can't even imagine what families are going through now, except that I have a mother and a mother-in-law who live in the Bay Area. They're on fixed incomes. They're seniors and they're retired. And I see them struggle every day to make ends meet and to afford living in California. We're grateful that we have them in California and that we can help support them. I also worry about my 3 kids, one who's out of college, just starting her career, another in the middle of college, another on his way to college. And I worry about them being underpaid and saddled in debt and never able to own a home in California, maybe even won't even think about doing so. And that's not right. And I know I'm not alone. There's families all across this state who have so many struggles with affordability. And we need to make California more affordable to more Californians at every level. So that's what this is about. That's what our affordability team is about. And as Californians struggle, as they juggle, as they worry about themselves and their children and their families, I'm here to tell Californians that they're right. Across the board, the cost of living is too dang high, period, full stop. And Californians deserve better, and it doesn't have to be this way. We can change this. We can make tomorrow more affordable than today. Californians deserve fair prices. They deserve a fair market. Californians deserve fair pay and good benefits for a hard day's work. Californians deserve to know that they're not being cheated by corporations that break the law and take advantage of workers and consumers to fill their coffers and to pad their profits. Californians deserve affordable health care, affordable child care, and affordable education. Californians deserve to rent or buy a home without drowning in the cost. Californians deserve a federal government that's willing to fight for them, not one that's all too eager to cozy up to billionaire donors and roll over for big corporations. That day may not come any day soon. But Californians can count on us here at the California DOJ to be in their corner, to have their backs, and to fight for them. My team at California DOJ and I are fighting tooth and nail to stand up for consumers, safeguard competition, prevent big corporations from trampling over the law, and level the playing field so that all businesses have a fair shot at success. We're fighting to make sure that all Californians have a real chance to go after their version of the California dream. California is the 4th largest economy in the world, proudly so, and we have some of the strongest antitrust and consumer protections on the books. DOJ's Affordability Response Team is here to enforce every single one, to keep your costs down and keep our economy thriving. Thank you, and I'd now be happy to answer any questions that you might have.